Why, hello.
No, nothing of the sort. Has a Snezhnayan merchant named
A Snezhnayan merchant. I do remember that. He brought me a piece of ore, claiming that it was Smaragdus Jade. That was the first time He was quite generous with his money, too, so I didn't give it too much thought. I processed the ore as per his request.
Do you have any leftover debris from your work on it?
Why, yes. It was my first time encountering this ore, after all, so I kept a few loose shavings to study myself later. They're right over there, in fact.
Thank you, sir. We'll take a look at them.
Yes, it's not particularly rare, nor is... I've heard it said that Smaragdus nephrite is in fact the outer layer of Smaragdus jadeite.
A thin layer of
If you must see for yourself.
Is that so? So, did you find anything? So they really are?
There's nothing special to it. These two stones actually... There may be only a subtle... and, I'm sure, a significant difference.
All right, let's focus up. We're going off on a tangent.
But, never mind.
Unusual action...
So tablet na earphones zinaingia na but earphones na tablet zinaingia na
Miss Yenfei? Might I be so bold as to inquire?
If you could just confirm...
Yes.
Then I have no further...
Of course.
Oh, I have my... This document shall serve it...
Yes.
I wouldn't say there's been an...
With this hard evidence to
On the contrary, if you want to make jewelry, you need a professional jewelsmith. Let me think. Jewelry. Aha! Got it! Sinks.
Well, that was quick.
Because lots of people, as you know, Leo, but the amendments made as such.
So you helped them make...
Yes, well, that's...
You...
You sound surprised. Oh, this has nothing...
Again with that...
Well, that's that then.
Oh, Miss Yenfei, it's you. Has something happened? He's a merchant from... The design of the hair... This order was on hold for a very long time.
Doesn't seem like there's any evidence...
When Mr. Crossell commissioned you to find him a jewelsmith, did he or did he not assert that the material he presented to you that day was called Smaragdus Jade?
Yes, I'm sure of it. The hairpins were made using many expensive materials, and the asking price was quite high, so we had to put this transaction on record with the Ministry of Civil... Mr. Crossell wasn't very familiar with the necessary procedures. I also kept a copy for my own records. See for yourself, the inlaid gemstone is...
Thank you, Singxi.
Sure, it isn't
Nothing you need to worry about.
Why is everyone's first reaction... Oh,
I believe we have almost...
the weirdo with this...
Because once we have this final piece...
My, to what do I owe the pleasure? And if it isn't Miss Yenfei as well? Now that...
No. I'm here this...
Smaragdus jadeite? Why, yes, there is some information about it. The Seven Mount... It is abundant in... Anyway, I'm sure you didn't come all this way. I suppose that you're about to ask me to write an official...
That is indeed the case.
No trouble at all. But after I gave him my reply, his expression shifted to one... I wonder, Miss Yenfei, If you're
You needn't concern yourself about that, Dr. Baiju. Thank you for
you're too kind. Take care now.
That Baiju guy is as weird as ever. Is it just Paimon, or does it feel like he was fishing for something back there?
Dr. Baiju's always been like that. Well, we have the evidence we need. Let's go find Mr. Crossell.
Miss Yanfei, have you finished your investigation? I trust.
Yes,
Wonderful. Well,
of course. Mr. Crossell, you must pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original transaction price in Mora.
sure. Wait, what? Me pay her? Surely there's been some...
Not at all. According to my investigations and the material evidence that we've gathered, the substance claimed to be Smaragdus Jadeite that was inlaid within the Smaragdus Jadeite twin phoenix pins that you rented out to Mr. Chow was, in fact, Smaragdus Nephrite. Now, the contract states very clearly that 10 times the price shall be paid should the article not be genuine. Accordingly, you are liable for this sum, which is payable to Mr. Chow in Mora.
Material evidence? What material evidence? Why, Miss Yanfei, I spent a huge sum to obtain that Smaragdus Jadeite, and yet you claim that the ore inlaid on the hairpins is somehow fake? I demand...
Indeed. Only a testimony from an expert witness involved in the processing of the ore can serve as an authoritative assessment of whether it is genuine. Traveler, this is a processing record from the Jade Mystery, along with...
Seriously? Even the boss there couldn't differentiate between Smaragdus Jadeite and Smaragdus Nephrite. In any case, Smaragdus Nephrite is the outer layer of Smaragdus Jadeite. So I had him cut away the Nephrite, he returned the valuable Jadeite core to me, and some Nephrite samples remain in the store.
That's an unsubstantiated belief.
Well, your claim that my ore is fake is just as unsubstantiated. And we are here to talk about evidence, aren't...
Ugh. Looks like our first piece of evidence didn't convince him.
Hard evidence. Something legally binding. We have just the thing. Show him.
This document proves that my hairpins are the real deal, doesn't it? This is the Ministry's seal, after all. It shows that the ore inlaid on the pins is indeed Smaragdus Jadeite.
Our second piece of evidence didn't work either. And this guy's getting more belligerent by the second.
You know, you could be right. Perhaps the hairpins are the real deal after all.
Of course I'm right. All the evidence shown supports my story.
Well, hang on a moment now, because I do recall one final piece of evidence that we haven't revealed yet. Traveler, would you do the honors? This shall serve as decisive proof of our case.
What's this?
Smaragdus Jadeite springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains and will bring disaster to any mere mortals who touch it. Sustained contact with Smaragdus Jadeite over a prolonged period will, in less serious cases, cause a mild malady, while in serious cases, the patient may suffer a dramatic change of personality and fall seriously ill. Mr. Crossell, were you aware of these peculiar properties of Smaragdus Jadeite?
I had no idea.
No idea, you say? I'd guessed as much. But for you to have rented out such a dangerous item... I'm afraid that this falls outside the scope of my work, but within that of the Ministry of Civil Affairs. However, I'm sure that the Ministry will be relatively lenient considering that, as you say, you were ignorant of the danger you posed. Don't worry, Mr. Crossell. I will make sure that all the evidence presented here will be handed over to the Ministry. I trust that you'll give them your full cooperation in their investigations.
What? Wait! I knew.
Oh, so you knew? Oh, dear, Mr. Crossell. But if you knew of Smaragdus Jadeite's dangerous properties beforehand, why would you...
Huh? No, The hairpins aren't actually...
Aren't actually inlaid with genuine Smaragdus Jadeite? Is that what you were about to say? You do understand, Mr. Crossell, that this means that you will have to pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original price in Mora? Mr. Crossell, your answer, please. My client and I are waiting.
He's seriously intimidating right now.
I admit it. I confess. The ore I had inlaid on those hairpins was Smaragdus Nephrite. But I'm a victim in all of this, too. I invested a great deal of time and money into acquiring that small amount of Smaragdus Jadeite, in the hopes of turning it into a piece of jewelry that would fetch a fine price. But after receiving it and carrying it around for a few days, I started to feel extreme discomfort. I couldn't sleep a wink or eat a single bite. I was in a constant state of agitation, too. I went to Boo Boo Pharmacy to get myself checked out, only to discover that this sort of stone cannot be worn as jewelry. But how could I let all that money go to waste? That's why I had another pair of hairpins made from Smaragdus Nephrite, which is almost indistinguishable from Smaragdus Jadeite. I kept the real Smaragdus Jadeite in a specially made box. I daren't touch it again. I was worried that someone would see through it, which is why I only dared to rent them out, not...
Exactly! If they weren't the real deal, why'd you make her pay so much?
I didn't want to either, but when I purchased that Smaragdus Jadeite, some of my business partners found out. I knew they'd be watching closely to see how much I could make off it. If word got out that I sold a pair of fake hairpins, then my days in this line of business would be over.
All right, let's cut the appeals phase right there. I failed to see what bearing any of this has on your transaction with my client. According to the contract, you must pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original price in Mora, and that is final.
10 times?
Crossell looks like he could faint any second.
As for me,
20%? That's as much...
Even if the Smaragd... However, Mr. Crossell...
What? But...
Miss Yanfei,
well, that's not...
thanks so much for your help.
Oh, come on. No...
Well
then, that's good. Mr. Crossell, it seems that my client has...
Is that so?
actually, I could see from the hairpins you produce that you're very skilled in... If we could join...
Well, that's that. And we've got the Smaragdus Jadeite.
Exactly. Even...
The right solution depends on the objective of my client, Mr. an Adeptus. Liyue Harbor is now a city ruled by the title of Adeptus in any case. Don't you think that the Liyue...
Paimon can think of someone who would...
Well, since we got what we came for...
You've returned. Good.
Well, if we're all set...
Oh, you.
I'm off then. Bye! Oh, yes, Traveler. Make sure you don't... I've been looking into the...
Come now, child. Are you...
I'm leaving! I'm leaving!
That child. Yanfei might be overly gay. Liyue, all right then. Let us...
Oh, Paimon's so excited!
There, hold it firmly. If you were to drop it, take these blueprints with you.
Wait a minute, Granny!
Oh, you needn't worry about that.
peaceful neighborhood.
Wow! This teapot seems even bigger inside than Madame Ping's! There's even... But there's just a whole load of... Paimon can't do that! Still... Oh, wait a second. What is that?
Well, it seems that we have...
It's a huge finch!
Excuse me, hang... Oh, call me. I suppose you may call...
So you're the little...
Madam Ping? You may leave all matters regarding the up... Your journey may be far... Though it is the Adepti who create... Thus, we teapots speak... You may consider me a butler. Now, allow me... Have you any blueprints on you? As long as you have a blueprint, you can refashion this realm however...
Blueprints?
Yes, these are the blue... Just commit the image of... Then simply release the thought from your mind and the object in the...
Wow! Is that all it takes? Then we could build a whole city.
I doubt it. A golden-eyed adeptus, he said that even though subspace create... This world is not a true one, after all. It provides merely a moment of...
A golden-eyed adeptus?
I hardly remember myself. Well, let's not dwell on that. Have a look around. If there's anything you would like...
So this is a day in the life of the traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time.
A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often. How greedy of me. A blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities. How greedy of me.
1, 2, breathe.
A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade embraces its... A blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities.
Hello.
So this is a day in the life of the traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes.